Hi, my name is Jenny. I am a member at American Family Short Pump. I was kind of at the point where I was ready to take my health seriously instead of just saying, oh, like I know I need to get into shape, I know I need to be healthier. I just kind of did it because if I kept thinking about it, I wouldn't do it. So I kind of took that plunge to where I'm like, just do it, just sign up and go. I have known Ryan for a couple of years now, and he was telling me he was transitioning from his previous job to a personal training because he was very passionate about it. And when I first signed up for just a membership, he reached out to me and was like, hey, like I want to come in and have you just look at this stuff because I think you'd be a great fit for it. And I already know Ryan as a great human being, so I knew whatever he was going to throw at me would be what was going to help me get to my goals. My number one goal was just to be healthy because I have, been generally healthy throughout my life, but I really wanted to be at a point where if I was in a situation that I needed, my strength or my endurance to help me out, I really wanted to be able to truly rely on it when I know I couldn't before. It was just kind of there, but I really wanted to build upon it so that it can be an asset to me. I definitely know that I'm stronger because one of the hallmarks that I see it in is taking groceries to the house. I am able to carry a lot more soda can packs than I normally would. And I know it's an odd yardstick to measure by, but usually if I can do 2 or more or 3 or more, I'm like, okay, I'm noticing a difference. And then also just kind of the difference in my clothes. Everything feels lighter and looser, which definitely was not before. That was a critical part because it helped me visualize where I was, just, measurements as well as weight, but it went more in depth so that way I could alter what I was doing on my own time to help get me to where I wanted to be. One of the things is the sled pull. I always see people doing it and I was like, oh, that's crazy, I'll never be able to do that. But now it's his favorite thing to make me do because when I see him go over to it, I'm like, all right, it's time and we're doing this again. And I'm just like, I love it, but I don't love it. I've noticed a lot of changes in my energy because before I would feel more sluggish and not really akin to getting up and like going on a walk or doing things that involve physical activity. I was like, no thank you. But now I feel more up to it. So that's definitely a big change in myself. Mentally, it's just as important for like inspiration and your get up and go. Like you need to have that part as well as the physical part. So that's also a super big difference I've noticed. He starts me off at the 10-pound, and now for just regular chest presses, I'm doing 40 and 45, and they look very daunting. I'm like, are you sure you want to do this with me? Because I feel like I might break my arm. But Ryan feels very confident in my ability, and it's pretty awesome to go over to the rack and pick up the 45s and be like, yep, I can do this. My favorite thing about working with Ryan is his humor, because humor is a big part of my life. So the fact that I can kind of match with him on that humor level and kind of spar back really helps motivate me, because if he can take a chance and laugh and me laugh, it just kind of makes everything better. And it just shows how genuine of a person he is, and he's able to relate to people, which just really helps the workout go by a lot faster. The things that I've learned the most from Ryan, especially with the in-body, is like the differences in the lengths between my arms and my legs. I never really knew that they were uneven because, you think of your arms and legs as being symmetrical because, you have 2 of them. But that's the biggest difference. I noticed that I'm actually like longer on my right side than my left side, so that's my stronger side. So that's a big thing we've been working on to even them out. I really love the deadlift bars because I knew it was a thing before, but then when I actually got to come in and do it myself, I thought this looks so intimidating and so cool, And the fact that I have now been doing it for a while and I go up in weights and I hit my PRs, I'm just like, this is the coolest thing ever. It's my favorite thing to do. Whenever Ryan is like, let's go do some deadlifts, I'm like, all right, yes, let's go. My current deadlift PR is 255 pounds. And that to me is crazy because one day he was like, all right, let's just go do a deadlift. I did one, he's like, that was 235. And then he had me do another one. He's like, dude, you just crushed 255. And I was like, I don't believe you. And he's like, look at it. And I was like, oh yeah, that's 255. You know, seeing where I was at the beginning and now I'm here, like, that's a lot of weight. I feel kind of impressive when people ask me or I tell them. At the moment I don't, but every time I see him training for something or I see him actually at a competition, it grows slightly more and more that I would want to do one. And when he tells me, like, after I'm done like pulling a sled, he's like, you just pulled like a competition weight. And I was like, oh really, that wasn't that bad. So it's growing, it's not just there yet, but I think it'd be definitely cool to do one day. I would just tell them jump in, because I know it can be super daunting because you see these people who are, you know, making these strides and you're like, man, I really want to be them. Just jump in, because that's necessarily what I did, because I was like, if I don't do it now, if I don't just take this leap of faith, then I'm never going to do it. So I think just having that confidence and just knowing that it's going to turn out well for you in the long run. It's going to take some time, like all good progress, but just do it.